Ah, good old nihilism. I've been thinking a lot about how much nothing really matters in the grand scheme of things. And it's kind of an interesting thing. Nihilism really is a very double edged sword. And for the longest time, uh, the blade pointing towards me was really jabbing me in my metaphorical chest. I was really getting bogged down by the fact, or at least in my opinion, the fact that nothing really matters. Um, there was for pretty obvious reasons, the typical reasons that come with that. How like all the things you do in your life, all the experiences you have, all your hopes and your dreams, whether they get realized or not, in the grand scheme of things, you know, as the saying goes, we're all just dust in the wind. And, for pretty understandable reasons, for the same reasons that I think a lot of people out there don't really vibe with nihilism. That really used to, like, distress me and bother me quite a lot. But, I don't know, that's the beauty of nihilism, the fact that it's such a open-ended philosophy to the point that it isn't even really a philosophy at all. Um, it's just kind of a declarative statement that nothing matters. That's kind of it. That's the beginning and the end. I mean, I know there's philosophers in sort of the field of nihilism, and like Nietzsche being one of the most famous ones, and they've done whole books about it and stuff like that. But like, really, at the end of the day, it's you know, I think that they're more just like using speculations on nihilism as like an excuse to sort of opine about their own sort of personal views in the world. But they aren't necessarily like analyses of nihilism itself, because again, there's nothing really there to analyze. It's just nothing basically. Anyways, I digress from my. I don't even know what I was going on about there, but whatever. Yes, I do. I know what I was going on about there. I'm out of it today. Anyways, it was a long day. So lately, I've just kind of realized that like the fact that nothing matters, or again, my opinion. Sorry, because nothing's really a fact necessarily. Maybe everything matters. My belief that nothing matters is actually a fantastic thing. It's just when you really just kind of, or when I really just kind of sort of altered my perspective on it, sort of dug out that double-edged blade from my chest and kind of started jabbing it at life rather than having it jab me. I just realized, how much freedom comes with that. Like, for instance, I'm making this video. I've made several other videos so far. My channel's still tiny as hell. It remains to be tiny as hell. Granted, I've only been really doing this for about like a week and a half now. I'm gonna post this video. And guess what? It doesn't matter. None of it matters. Like, if my channel gets really big, if my channel stays tiny and insignificant for the rest of my life, if I don't get a single view on this video, if, nobody likes it, if everybody downvotes it, if I just get a bunch of mean, nasty comments, if I get nice comments, it's like, it doesn't matter. Nothing matters. And, that's great. I think that's great. I think it's actually really quite nice that, like who just gives a fuck, really, in the grand scheme of things. It's, I can make a total ass of myself on this channel. I've made a total ass of myself many times in my own personal life. Hell, my last video was about me making an ass of myself in like the world of dating. I told that story about how I had a date that lasted like all of 15 minutes because she thought my vibe was so fucking awkward. And you know what? That date happened. It ended. I felt like shit for a bit. And then the next day came. And now I look back on it and it's just like an occasional little like passing memory. And that's it. It didn't matter. It really didn't matter at all. I bet that person never really thought of me ever again for like a month after it happened. I don't know, maybe there's some odd chance that like I came by in some like passing conversational anecdote where she was talking about like, oh yeah, this is one of the most awkward dates I had with some weird guy who thought that it would be charming to like stare at me on our first date to break the tension, but he ended up just being a fucking weirdo. And that's it. That's all I could possibly matter in that person's life. And that's fucking fantastic. Like, oh my god, I don't fucking matter. It's kind of like tied into this, like, I think that honestly the people are inherently obviously egomaniacal. I'm definitely egomaniacal. I mean, that's kind of the reason I'm even doing this in the first place. It's sort of just, on the one hand, definitely a means of me just venting my own whatever on my mind. But like, why the fuck would I be posting it online if there wasn't an aspect of this that's, you know, rooted in me wanting to get a bit of an ego boost, obviously. But I think that the level of importance we put on getting an ego boost, especially nowadays, just so goes beyond what, like, I feel like it maybe used to be by default. Again, I'm speculating here because I've only existed in the end of the 20th century turning into the 21st century, so I've never existed before the internet, really. So, and modern just social media induced narcissism. So I don't know how it used to be. Maybe people were always that narcissistic and we just finally had a means of venting this narcissism. But I don't think so. I think that the way things have gotten with, like, social media, this whole, basically, like, I know a lot of people kind of talk about how, I don't even know why I'm saying a lot of people, but certain people talk about how, like, you know, this whole, like, notion of a social credit score system would be quite dystopian. Like, they apparently have something like that in China. I don't know. That's kind of what I heard. I might be wrong here. And just how creepy that is. Like, oh my god, imagine having a social credit score. And it's like, dude, it already fucking exists globally. Like, I mean, maybe it's not government enforced, but it's so socially enforced, as a social credit score would be, that it is not too far off from basically being as, like, rigid as if it were government enforced. Like, people just take ego boosts online just too goddamn seriously. Like, I mean, there's even a part of me that still does. There's, like, a part of me that gets that little pang of, like, oh, like, I've only had one negative vote so far in my videos. Maybe when I upload this and I look back, I'll have another one. Maybe I'll even have multiple other ones. And there's this, like, little insecure part of my brain that's like, oh no, somebody disliked what I said. They disliked what I wrote. Some stranger, some number, as far as I'm concerned, they didn't like it. And for some reason that bothers me. Or at least it bothers, like, a part of my brain. But I'm like, why? Like, why? Who gives a shit? Fundamentally, like, who gives a shit? Even if I got only downvotes across my entire library of videos from here on out, so what? Like, who genuinely, who the fuck cares? But for some reason, it just still kind of matters to us. I don't know. It's that's the thing. I feel like I'm trying to train my brain to kind of just treat ego trip shit as just being, like, the silly game that it actually is. It's just a game. And this one, unlike dating, as I covered in my last video, which is also a game, this actually could be fun. I mean, it's been more fun so far, just me being able to freely rant about some bullshit on my mind to, you know, even a teeny tiny audience. Even no audience, it's still more fun than fucking dating. Because it's, you know, it's genuinely just fun. It's silly. I can just kind of talk about whatever the fuck I want. No restrictions. There's no rules I have to follow. No. I mean, there's a bit of self-consciousness to it, because I don't want to make my, like, viewpoints not articulated properly. But I'm way less self-conscious doing this shit than I am, you know, fucking going on a date. So yeah, it's a lot more fun. So yeah, I think that like, realizing that like, there is no genuine impact on your life by whether or not strangers on the internet approve of you, which is, like, obviously a no shit. But even, like, in your day-to-day life, it's like, just why the fuck? Why do any of us care? Like, really, why do any of us fucking care about, like, how we're perceived by others? Like, dude, we're really just, like, temporarily sentient meat sacks that are slowly rotting every passing day. And we're all just gonna rot away one day. Like, again, this is not at all an original thought. Maybe the way I articulated it was a little bit original, but, like, holy shit. Like, what is with this need for such a hyperinflated sense of self-importance? Like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, so many people, I think, are guilty of main character syndrome. I've had moments like that too, where I've tasseled, tasseled with the notion of, like, you know, the whole main character syndrome bullshit. And again, it's only gotten worse with social media. But the more I thought about it, thank God I'm not the main character. I'm not. I'm really not. Maybe my brain tries to, like, make me think I am sometimes. It tries to, like, be like, you know, I mean, I guess I technically am the main character in my own reality since I am in my own brain. But, like, in the grand scheme of the world, I'm definitely not the main character. You watching, you're not the main character. Truth is, nobody is the main character. I mean, well, maybe there is. I don't know. Maybe there is some person out there that actually is the main character, and we're all just like NPCs, and in a literal sense, not even just metaphorically, in their dreamed up reality or in their simulation they generated, and they're the only person that is actually real, and we're all actually just, you know, side characters that have self-awareness. But short of that, nobody's the fucking main character. And, like, my God, is that so fucking liberating. Imagine how much pressure would be on you or on me if we had to deal with being, like, the main character. Or if, like, social approval, like, really just mattered. For forever. Like, for eternity. Like, your social credit score and everything else for that matter in your life. Even stuff that's more directly impactful on you. Like, just, you know, whether you become a success in life, whether you live a long life, whether you do this, do that, you know, whether you experience a sufficient level of, like, worthwhile experiences in your life. Imagine if that actually fucking mattered at the end of the day. At the end of the life, really. Imagine how much goddamn pressure that would put on you. Oh my God. And that's the thing. People feel that pressure all the time. They keep constantly feeling this pressure that things fucking matter, that they have to go out and do some arbitrary checklist of things, an arbitrary set of things that, you know, like I said, either get them higher social credit score, make them more successful in some career. You know, I mean, I kind of went into this whole thing in, like, my video earlier that I talked about how everything's kind of numbers. I think I should kind of redo that because the audio is shitty on that one. But anyways, it's just, at the end of the day, like, isn't it so great that it doesn't fucking matter, though? It doesn't. It's like life is really just a sandbox. It's a really fucked up sandbox. I wish it was a much nicer sandbox. The rules are really fucked up. The playground bullies most certainly have had run of the entire sandbox and are fucking things up for everybody. But there's ways, if you're lucky, unfortunately, to kind of evade these tyrant bullies from totally fucking up your good time. Again, I wish that the potential good times you could have were much more accessible and to everybody, but, you know, there are possibilities to just kind of truly fuck around in this sandbox if you really look for them and get a bit lucky, obviously, for sure. But what is my point with all this? You know what? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if I even have a point with all this. Doesn't matter if this is just rambling, incoherent nonsense. I don't think it is. I think there's something to be deciphered out of this shit that I'm spewing from my mouth. But yeah, doesn't fucking matter. And I think I was going to make some other point about how little everything matters and how great that is. Oh yeah, I guess it was something to do with the fact that, like, oh yeah, thank God none of us really are the main character here, because imagine just how much pressure that would put on you. And basically, like, here, I guess I'll, like, kind of go to, like, an anecdote of my own personal life that just made me realize, like, it was kind of maybe, like, the first time I really realized how liberating, like, nihilism actually can be for, like, the psyche. Although I didn't fully adopt it even after realizing that. And it was when I was still doing, like, stand-up comedy. I wasn't very good at it. And this was probably my worst night doing it. And I went out to do, like, one of those shows where they have people, like, voting in the audience. Based on your performance, and needless to say, I got voted off stage. I got like 3 minutes in, but then I got voted off stage. And the audience was like 150 people, so it was a pretty big crowd. It's the biggest crowd I ever did and ever did since then. And it fucking hurt. It was not pleasant to get voted off stage in front of 150 people doing my mediocre to bad stand-up set. Yeah, it was definitely, holy shit, was it just like, major pang of social disapproval. But then, like, after that, like, initial, like, oh, kind of wore off, I just kind of kept telling myself, like, oh my God, I'm just like a background character in those people's lives. They're gonna forget about my set, if not by the end of, like, the rest of everybody else's sets, then they will, like, forget about it by, like, tomorrow or the next day. Like, I will literally become, like, a non-existent memory in their minds, like, within the week. I don't matter. I don't matter at all. And how fucking fantastic is that? I mean, even if I had, like, a killer set, maybe I'd resonate in their mind, like, a week and a half. But even then, I would just dissipate. And wouldn't that be fucking great? It just doesn't matter. Who gives a shit? So yeah. I don't know. But this whole thing just feels kind of weird to me. It makes me really do think more and more so that I am, like... Again, I feel like I'm just cringing, constantly bringing up the fucking mental illness labels, but well, with this one, I guess I can actually use it with some clout. I know for a clinical fact I've been prescribed medication that I am depressive, but I do really kind of think I am genuinely in the manic depressive side, because I just was thinking back on how I had a video like a couple days ago where I was incredibly goddamn gloomy, and I just talked about how that was kind of like the dark side of nihilism state that I was in, where I was like thinking about how, you know, I had a childhood, I had a bunch of happy moments when I was growing up, some bad obviously too, and how like everything from that point, my adulthood, early adulthood, whatever, teen years, all that shit, it all just boiled down to that moment, and that was it. There was nothing else to show for it other than like the memories of all my experiences and how they led to like what I had then and there, but that was it. I can't go back and experience all that shit again. Basically, you know, like the whole tears in the rain situation. And that's sort of like the dark side of nihilism, I guess. The fact that, yeah, it is all just falling apart slowly but surely, or even sometimes rapidly. That, like, yeah, you literally do not have anything other than this moment. And even this moment is just like a fleeting fraction of a second, and you're just like some vague perception of your own self and your own surroundings, and when you're already experiencing a memory, like experiencing a moment, it's already a memory, and it's just like when you really just get out of like the story that your brain tells you, it's just nothing. Like it's just, we're just like a fleeting illusion to ourselves and to our own surroundings. And again, this is not at all an original observation. I've heard this observation made. I'm just fucking regurgitating it. And the fact that I'm ripping off this observation, that doesn't matter either, because nothing fucking matters. It doesn't matter. And, you know what? I was at that day, I chose to be sad about it. Actually, I didn't choose to be sad about it. My brain chose to be sad about it on that day. And, it sucked. I felt like shit that evening. And then guess what? The evening went on. I went to sleep. I woke up the next day. Felt a little bit better. Still kind of shitty, but a bit better. And then that day went through, another day went through, another day went through. I don't know how many days ago it was exactly. And now I'm here, returned to like, I'm not feeling exactly jubilant, but I'm definitely feeling less shitty than I did that day, because that's just it. Everything's just flux. It's all just permanent fluctuation until the end of time. And then even after that point, what the fuck do I know? I mean, if it's permanent flux, maybe time just resets itself after this, you know? Maybe that's all this shit is. It's just... I've speculated about that sometimes. I'm just going to go in a totally different direction now, beyond just nihilism, because fuck it. Whatever. It doesn't matter that this video doesn't have a fucking focus or a point to it, really, because nothing has a point to it. Blah, 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 blah. I'm such an edgy nihilist. But, like, you know, I've just thought about that sometimes. How, like, you know, I have a theory, and I think other people have had this theory as well, that, like, the Big Bang was not actually the start of the universe, that it could have just been, like, one of who knows how many other iterations that have come before it, and this was just, we're just in the most recent iteration of the Big Bang, and then when the universe eventually ends, it'll just restart all over again. There's like this whole notion of like cosmological reoccurrence, and then how like, you know, death never really exists, because when you die, you just wait till you get resetted again in another reality, or maybe you get reincarnated or something, you know what I mean? And there's a possibility that I've recorded this video, and you've listened to this video not even hundreds of times before, not even thousands of times before, not even millions or trillions, but in like infinite number of times before. And maybe, like, the last time I did it, it was a little bit different. Maybe I didn't have glasses on. Maybe I fucking had, like, a red shirt instead of a blue shirt on. Maybe I was a chick instead of a dude. Maybe we were all fucking reptilian people. Or maybe we were all bunny people. Or maybe I was just, like, a sentient pile of fucking human garbage talking to you, and you were also a sentient pile of human garbage. You know, real Rick and Morty shit right there. And that shit's weird as fuck. It kind of makes everything feel sort of inauthentic if you really think about the fact that I could have just, that I'm just a cosmological fucking rerun with slight alterations, if any, and that you, dear listener, are also just a fucking cosmological rerun with slight to little, if not any, alterations. And that, you know, it's just endlessly repeating nonsensical bullshit. And there's no point to it. And there's something like, that kind of hits my brain when I think about that first. Like, oh, but I want to matter. I want to be authentic. I want to be original. I don't want to be a cosmological rerun. But, like, why does that matter? Why does that fucking matter? Why does it matter that I'm just a rerun? Why does it matter if I possibly, I mean, I know for a fact I have limited free will, and you definitely have limited free will as well. We both do, if any. But, like, why the fuck does that matter? Why does it matter? Why does it really fucking matter? Is it so bad that we might not have free will at all? And that we're just like puppets? I think it's just the only reason we think it matters is, again, it's our ego fucking with us. It's all an ego trip bullshit. I mean, the ego really is like the source of pretty much all our problems in life. It is. It's just like, I need to matter. I need to be an agent of my own actions. I need to have free will. I need to be profound and original. I need to be praised by others and shit like that. I need to make my ego a big shit, big dick energy fucking ego that other egos bow before. That's what matters, is that I need to matter. And it's like, dude, who gives a fuck? Who cares? Honestly, why the fuck did I even record this video? I should just delete it after this. This is stupid. Because I'm going to be deleted one day, and everybody's going to be deleted one day. And this is all just dumb, silly, goofy nonsense. But you know what? Because it's all dumb, silly, goofy nonsense, I'm just going to fucking upload this video anyways, because why the fuck not? It'll be entertaining for a moment to see what, if any, response I get. It's just a fucking science experiment, because everything's just a science experiment. And I don't even know what I'm going with this. This video's gone on long enough, even though it's not as long as my other videos. But I just had to record something today, because fuck it, I don't know why I had to. I don't know why I had to. My brain told me to. Ego trip shit. What's the point? I don't know. Fuck off. This is done. You're... whatever. Don't fuck off. I love you. Even if you hate me, I still love you. I don't know who you are. I love you unless... I don't know. Unless you're like a really piece of shit person. But if you are, go get help. Stop being a piece of shit. Fix yourself. Okay. Wow, this was definitely something. It was definitely something. You can't deny that. It was definitely something. I really need to, start raising the production values on these videos, I think. I mean, I don't need to do anything, actually. I can lower the production values on these videos. I can go back to my old shitty microphone. Maybe make my camera even fucking worse than it is right now. But you know what? No. Just to make this experiment more fun, I'm gonna raise the production values on that shit. You know? Maybe I'll get a better camera on top of all this. And then put some fancy animated intro to show off my artistic prowess. And make it more captivating and hopefully get a bigger audience. Maybe I'll even start scripting this shit. Who the fuck cares? Why not? It should be fun. I don't need to have so much pressure on it. Same goes for all my other fucking artistic endeavors. I keep putting pressure on myself. Like, my success matters. But it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter the fact that I was meaning to end this video like 2 minutes ago, and I kept going on and rambling like a fucking idiot. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter that it's fucking 1:30 in the morning and I'm about to eat my fucking dinner. At 1:30 in the fucking morning. Does it matter? No? Is it gonna fuck up my circadian rhythm a bit? Yeah, but whatever. It's already fucked. It doesn't matter. Who cares? Circadian rhythm's for assholes. Fuck them. Fuck morning people. I'm just kidding. I love you, morning people. Maybe you're no. You're the one crowd of people I'm not gonna tolerate. Fuck you. You and your fucking morning schedules making me get up and do morning shit every once in a while for morning purposes. What am I saying? Okay, yeah, I'm done. I don't even know. I'm just kidding. I love morning people. Except I just don't want to be in their circadian rhythm. Okay, I'm done. This is enough. This is enough. If you've listened to this point, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why didn't you turn this video off? This is dumb. Why did you turn this video on in the first place? I have 32 subscribers. Go listen to, like, I don't know, fucking PewDiePie or something like that. He has way more subscribers than me. He's obviously more qualified than I am to record shit. Anyways, okay, I'm done. The end. I'm gonna eat. I'm hungry. Bye-bye. Jesus Christ.